Good evening, this is Nerdist a Human, and welcome to Medieval 2 Total War and the Teutonic DLC. We will be playing a brand new campaign here on what is probably my favourite of the Kingdoms DLC. And of course, we have played the Kalmar Union before. I'll link that if you want to go and watch that series. But here and today, we are taking on the Rebels campaign. As ever, there's no actual proper map for that, but the Rebels, as you can see here, are scattered a lot of very small provinces around the map, most of which will be gobbled up, I would suspect. But over in Sweden, we do have ourselves a decent little base and a few more scattered around the western side of the Baltic Sea. Oh yes, we're looking in a pretty good position by the looks of this to potentially just be the grand victors of this here campaign. Campaign rules, it says hold 100 regions. Oh no, that's not very possible, is it? Might need to have a fiddle with that. It doesn't really matter. We plan to take everything, basically. So down will go all of these. This is a pretty vanilla experience, by the way. I haven't actually got any of my extra modding in place. There is a guide to play as the Mongols. I haven't got those changes in effect here. And likewise, the Kalmar Union will not be appearing. They can only be played as a part of Denmark and Norway joining together, and that will not be happening. So, yes, a vanilla experience here, but the Rebels campaign always a brutally tough one. So, let's kick on the Rebels, and let's head on into battle.
The brooding forests of the Baltic, home to the old gods, now home to war. The ruthless knights of the Teutonic Order, who came to deal with pagan Lithuania at Poland's request, now carve a bloody swathe across the land. The Lithuanian pagans fight with grim determination, yet the path of the Holy Cross may be inevitable. Surrounding this bloody conflict, sleeping giants begin to stir. Novgorod, a powerful republic, jealously guarding its freedom and trade. The mighty Danes, renowned as seafarers and warriors, willing to back their ambitions with brute force. And of course, Poland, a proud kingdom, once allied to the Teutonic Knights, now battered and regretful, must face the demons it unleashed. Ambition, greed, faith, total war.
Here we begin then in Lvov, and down here in the south we have ourselves what is one of our few decently populated cities. And you know what, I probably will go and spend a little bit of my money just to get a few more in through the doors. And okay, the early plan is essentially to reinforce as much of the key regions as possible. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a main front over here in Sweden, but in other areas we're just going to try and hold on to key territories, Lvov being one of those such regions. Elsewhere, this is a little bit awkward. Now, there are various different Mongol cities around this area. What I probably want to do is try and get some of them together. So what I'm going to do is, let's send them this way round. I don't know if that's going to upset Lithuania, but we'll do our best to just try and get some of these troops over to the same settlement. Indeed, do we want to send them over there? Probably do, you know. So yes, I'm actually going to just send all of them over here into Mstislav, which I probably should have picked any of the other cities which I have a better chance of pronouncing. I will try and learn how to pronounce some of these during the campaign, but we'll have to see about that. So yeah, this part of the world is going to be tricky to hold on to. One thing I will need to do around all of these cities is pretty much just put everything up to very high tax rate, just to make sure we get some money. Normally on these Rebels campaigns of Medieval 2, we don't have any money at all, so let's expect that to very much be the case here as well. If they're a little bit bigger, I'd actually be more enticed not to, because I might be able to get something from them. But I don't really know what units I can get here as the rebels yet. It's something that we're going to have to explore as we go around. So yeah, Boyar's sons are available to us. That's very nice indeed. Probably one of the tougher units that we're going to get our hands on. There are, a few more of those up here in the north that does know, and they're so isolated, there's just very little we can do. So yeah, I will continue to go around and just make sure all of these villages just get me whatever smidgens of money I can get from them. But to be honest, most of this is pretty much going to be lost in the early turns. As I say, it doesn't really matter. What really matters to me is that we have the odd holdout like Lvov, and one of these, I might actually go and grab one of the Mongol cities, because what I really want to do is keep them busy, keep them trading settlements. These are all terrible tiny villages. If I can grab one of their big towns instead, that would be much better. Now, on that note, somewhere around here, I think it's here, we have ourselves a decent chance, there we go, to walk straight on in. Now, I believe they have the exact same troops as us. They do indeed. So yeah, over here in the Czech, I'm just going to call it, Czestochowa. I'm going to butcher all these pronunciations. Over in the Czech lands anyway, we're going to go and grab that. I reckon we can win that 1v1. So that should be of interest. Otherwise, this is actually a very, very good region for us over here in the Holy Roman Empire territories, just on the border with the Poles. I think the Teutonic Knights are around here as well. Can't quite remember where their borders are. It might take me a little while to remember where all the cities are in this, actually, because it's been a long time since I've played this. Likewise, we probably want to... Stettin's about here, isn't it? We want to go and grab whatever we can. So, what we want to try and do... These are terrible troops, by the way. They're all terrible. So, whether we can grab Stettin's a different matter, actually. They all have the same set of awful, awful troops. So, let's at the very least get you over there to Potsdam and just give us a chance at holding on to it. Likewise, over here, I'm going to send you into New Stettin, because that's a better chance of us getting those units together. Even if they're terrible, it might be able to do something. Now, the key thing for us is over here in Sweden, where we have Kalmar, our old capital from the Kalmar Union campaign. Now, in that campaign, we had to go and start by knocking out all of these rebel cities and slowly grow our power. On this, we already begin with much of it, so we'll just have to deal with the Danes. Now, this is actually probably the best region for us to be training more units. And a couple of these, Kalmar and Uppsala up in the north there, are both actually able to get us some new recruits. Gothenburg as well. Excellent. So we're going to spend our money in those areas. There's also an opportunity here to potentially deal with Norway. Now, Norway are an intriguing one because they've got their two cities up here. Quite easy to knock out of the game. But of course, as the rebels, if we can outmaneuver and grab family members, not only do we gain their family members when the faction is defeated, but that also means that we can then start getting new candidates for adoption basically every turn, and that is going to skyrocket our campaign. We need to take out a faction ASAP. That's pretty much always the job of the rebels. So that's what we're going to do. Now, for that, Visby and Abo are potentially very important. For both of them, I'm going to need a boat. And I've just got to wait for a spawn because that's not going to happen anytime soon, he says. Oh, yeah, actually, I can hire more here. I'm probably better hiring somewhere else, but yeah, we'll just grab what we can over there. Can you get some over here? You can. We'll get them there instead of over in Abo because, quite frankly, we'll probably never see those troops. But it'd be great to... get whatever reinforcements we can from there at a later point. We probably won't have any money next turn, so any money we spend needs to be right here at the very start. So yeah, Visby and Abo, whenever we get the blind luck of a boat appearing, hopefully we can bring them into the equation. So we want to try and maybe just grab Stettin. Stettin isn't it? I think that's what that region is. West Pomerania. Indeed, so we're just going to try and take one of their key cities off them, even if we lose all of these in the meantime. If we can just keep them busy, that is what I want to see. So what we really want then is Skara to send its troops down south, join up with Kalmar's troop, as well as Uppsala, go and send those troops down towards Kalmar as well. This is mostly a full stack by the time we get a little bit of training in, so that should put us in a very strong position to take over the southern regions here that are controlled by Denmark right now. So as for Gothenburg, I don't think we actually need these troops for this job, but it might be useful as reinforcements. Now, what I'm tempted to do, and this might be stupid and overly risky, but I'm going to go and do exactly this straight away and just make sure Norway aren't doing anything funny. I'm going to stand the bridge. I reckon we got a decent chance of at least holding that bridge. What I might do though is send a couple units just to go and reinforce. I think, actually, what's in these armies? We've got some crossbows there, we've got more crossbows here. I seem to remember lots of crossbows. Yeah, tons of crossbows. So we don't need those guys in this force as a reinforcement. We need them over here instead. One more Gothenburg peasant can just go stand on their tower to make sure we can see what's going on. And yeah, they have boats, so when we get some, we are going to want them as quick as possible because we need to, yeah, get them around and not have them sunk. So that could be problematic. Our vision is pretty poor right now, but we can't afford to throw peasants out just to go and man watchtowers and things. So we'll see about that. Okay, I'm going to need to update these towns and whatnot, but you know what? Let's go and get ourselves a nice early battle. 1-to-1, indeed it is. It's exactly the same lineup of troops. And, well, it just comes down to very hard being difficult for me. And if I can manage to actually use my skill as a general to hopefully win this battle, let's head on in.
Courage! Your grandchildren will listen to stories of this day with amazement. So, look to your arms and prepare!
Not exactly the world's longest speech there, but you know what? It will do. Your grandchildren, should they even exist in the future, will be amazed that we managed to, win 1v1. Now, an important point, actually, to have a look here on Teutonic campaigns is the magnificent settlements they have. Even this most basic of village is actually a doom fortress, and it really puts to shame many of the later Total War games. I mean, seriously, this is absolutely magnificent. So always fight these battles yourself if at all possible, because yes, on Teutonic Kingdoms, you have yourself so many advantages. Look at all this. Luckily for us, I reckon we can make them make terrible decisions. We'll see about that. So where do I actually want to approach from? Not 100% sure, actually. This might not be terrible around this side. We'll have to see about that. I'd love some cavalry to get some manoeuvring in, but we will see about that. Okay, I'm going to attempt to run up this bit, but this could go very badly indeed. So let's head on in. Brilliantly, my units decide to clamber over this hill, and now they've winded themselves. Absolutely useless, lads. Absolutely useless. Right, they are indeed actually going to send troops down to go and deal with us, which is convenient because I was kind of terrified at all four of them standing up there on their hill. So, Spear Militia, let's get Woodsmen just to charge forward into them. Yeah, if we can pick those guys off, that would be absolutely perfect. So yeah, archers. Yes, okay. Their infantry might now start to reinforce. Let's get my archers, who really I would have liked to not be knackered right now. I was going to get them re-energized, but sadly, we don't really get that opportunity now. So, let's slow this down a little bit. My woodsmen and my spear militia are going to take on these peasant archers. I should be winning that kind of handily, but we shall see about that. Oh, they're going to try and reinforce, which isn't necessarily ideal at all. Let's get these archers running, please. Archers running. Right, they're going to pile into the back, which actually isn't the worst thing in the world because I'm going to take off fire and I'm just going to shoot them at the rear. I'm going to tell you guys to go onto guard. I'm going to get these guys, if I can squeeze them in. There we go. Just get yourselves over here. That will be perfect. So yeah, just shoot on into them as much as possible. Bit of a flanking hit, if at all possible. Should be able to get some of them pretty nicely. Come on. Yeah, a few light taps. It looks like they're doing the job, actually. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. These guys just going to hold position. Unfortunately, they are steady, tired, which isn't great. But victory should be fairly certain as long as we hold them in position to shoot them with our archers. Their archers are currently doing nothing. Going to have the archers now shoot a little bit further back into those woodsmen. I'm going to send my lads running forward a little bit just to try and get on top of these peasant archers and just try and get a bit of a flank on them. That should be absolutely lovely. There's the general then, who should be back there, that side of the unit. That's great. So he's now not looking so hot. Let's get ourselves... There we are. Is that a break? Yeah, there is a break in there. That's very nice to see. Okay, bring the woodsman back again. It's really hard to squeeze these guys. It's a bit awkward, actually, dealing with units in Medieval 2 compared to on road. The position's a bit more awkward. Woodsmen, though, are now being shot down by us, which is perfect. They do not have any way to defend against this. Not ideal fighting uphill into one of these cities, but, you know, we're doing okay at it so far. As long as morale holds, I reckon we'll be okay. They are starting to become exhausted. Let's start to send some of our men forward just to break those peasant archers now. Okay, these guys are really, really tired, and that's not going to suit me going forward in this battle, but our archers hopefully do some very, very good work. Their split militia are hanging back on top of the hill. Down goes the general, and with Steve dead. Hopefully that could be an easy break here. This is just when I've sent these guys charging on in. Oh, that's double break. Double break. Oh, that's what you want to see. Charge them down, lads. Charge them down. Now we can get into a position up the hill where we can pin them in, and that's what we want to be doing. Just shoot them with our missiles. So get our missiles up at the front here. Running, 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 running. Okay, you guys at this point, just stop where you are. There isn't much more we can do for the moment, but get the spears in there, get the woodsmen in here, and let the archers get into position. There is still quite a lot of spear militia at this point, but we do have our archers in position now, which should be pretty good for us. Let's just get those archers moving back. Spears, get into them. You can guard by all means, but just pin them in that position. That's what we want to do. There we are. Missiles, 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 missiles. Shoot into them. They're broken immediately. That's what you want to see. Shoot them in the back, and now it's just a matter of time. The missiles can hopefully do their sweet, sweet work, and these guys, yeah, we can just get them circling around now with the routes. So get them hiding behind the building. They've routed. That's really unfortunate timing because we almost had it there, but it's okay. We can still do this. It's just going to be a little bit more awkward than I envisaged. At this point, we're just about out of missiles, which is a bit of a shame, but it's okay. We can just run on in and chop them down to finish it off. So in we go then. A bit of a melee for the final affair. Hopefully we hold steady and exhausted. It'd be ridiculous to lose at this point, but I wouldn't count it out. We do have to knock them off the plaza and actually win this properly. Well, actually, yeah, we can overwhelm them with sheer numbers. But there's always the slight chance that this goes horribly, horribly wrong. But we should have them surrounded, and that should be simple enough. Spearmen should have the 3. And with that, yeah, we'll just speed it up. It's a chunking affair. We're going to lose more than we probably reasonably should. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. 3 woodsmen. Just a bit of chopping at the end. Let's enjoy a little bit of close-up action here at the end days. And yeah, just some peasant archers trying to stab a massive axeman. And it looks like they did the job. Just one lad left here. Anyone to kill him? Yeah, one of you should kill him. Before Steve here dies. There we are. We saved Steve. Clear victory. Victory and glory. A tiny village has been taken. The Polish are mildly irritated. Everything is going to plan. And with that, if you want to see the inflicted, yeah, I mean, the spear militia did their job to hold until they didn't. But overall, pretty darn good job. And with that, we've captured the city. And I guess we could just burn down a few people. That could be amusing. But no. It's fine. It's going to become the city of shameful spearmen, though, because they shouldn't have been running away. So the good old spearman, oh god, it's already gone wrong. Yeah, shameful spearmen, excellent work. Let us not forget that they ran away just on the brink of victory. So at this point then, I'm just going to do a tiny bit of tidying up, making sure I've got tax rates if that's what I want, all of that lovely nonsense, and maybe see if I can spend the last 400 somewhere. Over here would be lovely, but they're all tiny, pointless little villages. Lvov already has someone training, so I'll see what I can do. It might be that I just get someone over here in Visby or in Abo, but we'll see about that. Before I end my turn then, there is one thing I actually have noticed here, which is I can retrain some of these units, and maybe future me be very happy about some upgraded Viking raiders, presumably some leather armour. Yeah, some padded armour, very nice indeed. Okay, as for this, by the way, I'm just going to leave these and just see if an opportunity comes up. There's always a chance that random units are going to pop up around the map, and sometimes, yeah, not throwing away units. I'm not worried about money really. I've turned up the tax rate as much as I can in case there's an opportunity to have some money next turn, but realistically, yeah, this is going to be a case of waiting for units to pop up and using what we've got, because economy rarely does anything in Medieval 2. So let's see, as we end turn, what nonsense is going to occur. Okay, Novgorod are indeed just going to immediately head for our units. Not necessarily ideal. Novgorod might well be the last enemy. I don't feel like we're going to get to them anytime soon. And how far are we going to escape? Oh, classic, about one step. But luckily, they didn't manage to have any more movement points to kill us. Norway moving their units out of the city, but not towards us. That's of intrigue. What we really want with... Oh, no, they are. They are moving, but they're not attacking. Maybe they're getting ready for it, but I do have some reinforcements, so that is very nice to see. Okay, so they've taken most of the units out. We have Captain Bjorn here, so no general. That is of interest. I hope they give me a poke. I don't want to be the one to do it right now. Doesn't look like we've got any boats. You can, of course, if you are playing this for yourself, you can, by the way, if you want to play this by yourself, I do have a guide for unlocking all the factions here. In terms of agents, we can't hire any. We will get some heretics at some point. They might have some help for us, but they're unlikely to be very helpful at all, to be honest. So, okay. You do need to just have a little look around to see if new units pop up. It doesn't look like anything too much of interest happening right now. We've actually got a full stack over in Lvov straight away. So actually, we might just go in, gather some troops in the next town along, and, well, we'll see about the rest of this nonsense, because I have no idea how we're going to even attempt to hold on to most of it. Can we get anywhere near the bridge? We can actually mostly join up with each other. We have a watchtower there. Let's go and join up at the watchtower. And they are terrible troops, but there are a lot of them, and that might count for something, damn it. You guys, is there any chance we can get them over there? I doubt it, but we're going to die. We're going to die. All right, well, Captain Skapti over here is a proper Viking name. We can gather our troops up with the Kalmar lot. And yeah, the Uppsala lot are going to join up very, very soon indeed. A couple more units coming to join the party. Gothenburg can come and be reinforcements too, but I'll join them up later on. There's a couple settlements down there for us to take care of. So, is this going to be enough for Norway? Ideally, we get a spawn over here, which distracts them. We have a bit of a wingle-wangle. That's a technical term, in case you're wondering. Okay, so we've got Lvov pretty well fortified. That should hopefully be a forward operating base for the future. We have a watchtower of, well, peasants over here between Potsdam and Neustetten. They want to be heading up here next turn, but we'll give it a moment. That might distract this guy just for a moment, if we can swing in that direction. I don't really know how many units are there. It's been so long since I played this, I honestly have no idea. So, Norway looking pretty solid right now. Our forces are indeed moving towards the Danes. We are another turn from them actually meeting up, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll just have to wait around. It doesn't look like anyone else has randomly joined us just yet, but we can, if nothing else, be ambushed brutally. Okay, let's just withdraw. We should have known they were there because we saw them last turn as they attacked that very force. But it's fine. I really want to actually be attacking this town over here, the Mongols. It was going to help you out. Just leave us alone, please. Okay, and this guy can actually at least make it to the edge of the town. So we do have some troops, albeit they are all absolutely terrible. It does look, though, like we're pretty much ready to end our turn again. And immediately, Lithuania are going to head straight on into our shitty town. That makes sense. Novgorod are going to continue poking us, even though we just want to go and kill the Mongols. I guess we are technically in their territory, but we can't withdraw anymore. We'll just let that one be. That's too big of an army to actually worry about. Holy Roman Empire taking this awfully seriously. Lads, it's just a shitty little army on a bridge. We're not even bridge trolls, we're just trying to go home. We'll keep them busy by moving, but if anything, I'd rather have ran away the other direction. But hey ho, it is what it is. If we can keep them running around, maybe it will count for something. Okay, well, down they go. Not worth fighting that kind of battle with terrible units, to be honest. New Stettin has been taken over, and Norway continue to scout. I'm going to say that's what that is, but I don't think they're going to do too much poking. Teutonic Order, pretty quiet. Maybe surprisingly, we're actually holding on to a couple of these little ones. You want us to reinforce this. Why would I reinforce that, sir? Okay, the Polish want their spearmen back. I'm going to kind of let them have it, and we'll just move out for the time being. It's absolutely fine. Okay, what we want to do with this lot is head over there. There's Stettin. I reckon sheer numbers we might just be able to do this, and there are actually a couple half decent units over here. We can get to that spot, we can take them on next turn. Poland Teutonic Order alliance, that happens every time in this game. Settlement occupied, settlement occupied. Okay, Norway have now got the general there. Am I worried about that? I'm not, but I'm going to send one more just to help, even though I really should be keeping that guy for this lot. But it's fine, we're making our way towards the Danes gradually. Still no sign of a boat, which is pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, we have our first heretic. They will do what the hell they want on the intern if I haven't used up their movement points. But what I can do is cause some problems and some potential riots. So if we can find somewhere with low public order, we can cause them problems. We can also use them as scouts, which is probably their current best job. So sit there, Pontius, on the edge of Stettin territory, cause them maybe some problems, but more importantly, yeah, just keep an eye out for what the hell is going on with the rest of their forces, because for the time being, I don't know what they're up to. And there are some Mongols, which means it's time for us to scamper out of Chernobyl. So we have some of their troops over there. You hide in that forest. Now this guy's looking a little bit vulnerable, he says, as if our units aren't terrible. Let's just grab what we can and swing into this guy. Now, okay, this doesn't look like a great battle for us, but I think we might as well give it a go. He's actively disloyal. Withdraw a moment. You know what? There's a chance this guy turns to us, isn't there? Let's let him come to us if he wants a battle. And if not, we'll just walk into the town, which is somewhere over here-ish. I think. I don't know how it's actually not in view right now. Maybe it's down here. Can't actually remember. But actively disloyal. Oh yeah, I like the sound of that. The Lithuanian push comes further and further east. That's Hassleholm and Bialystok as well. So Lithuania are going to have a load of terrible, terrible cities. Novgorod taking Muglin like they should have, rather than spending their time murdering us. I guess they've already just gone and killed the army that was there anyway. Udzen being taken over by Denmark. That's a tiny force that we probably could have beaten if we kept the force there, but you know what? That's absolutely fine. And Shameful Spearmen has indeed been taken over by some less shameful warriors. Plesversk is being taken by the Poles as well, which is a little bit concerning. Still no attack from the Norwegians, which is okay, but Mongols got way too much power here. That is not what I want to see. And of course, we've only moved an inch. They obviously know where we're hiding because that's just... I haven't even had an ambush thing come up. The AI totally knows where you are at all times. There's no point of hiding in the trees on this at all. I'm starting to think that maybe our plan against the Mongols should probably be a little bit more pick one of these cities and hold, but none of them are really good. I wonder if I can get any of these armies out of there. There is no point of fighting that. Unfortunately, we're going to use those boyars, which is a shame, but they would have died one way or the other. Yeah, these Mongols are a bit of a problem, actually. So, as I say, our main thing is to keep them busy. We have troops here. We know that villages can be annoying. Wow, that was a painful turn for all of our settlements. We're not even getting anyone turning over to our side right now, are we? Which is not good at all. But, okay, the Norwegians are not going to win that battle as far as I'm concerned. And the Danes, oh yeah, where's their army? They do have an army here at the start, but you know what, it's fine. We'll just take on Hassleholm, which is a wooden castle, so not a particularly tough one. Thorgeir over here has some scouts, a couple of Viking raiders, some archers. We'll just shoot them down with crossbows. I think that'll be absolutely grand. So the Gothenburg troops, your job is to be a peasant scout. Scouting complete. That's where the army is. So they can find us in the field. I'd quite happily take them on in the field. To be honest, we'll have to see about that. Admiral John out in the sea. No boats for us. Gosh, we're not getting any luck with that. But Stettin. That is of interest to me. Into battle, vigor. And I'm going to say, all but you come and join. Now, I probably should have actually split this up a little bit, but we'll put our 3 best troops. Does that even count? None of them are any good. Let's just put... Do you want some more archers? Tons of archers there. Let's just get some more infantry over to there. Perfect. Now, what we could do is we could use this army. Sometimes this kind of thing can work, where you put them under siege of one army and they get tempted to attack because it's too weak. So what I might do is, use them to siege in this one, just to hold off. Maybe they'll sally forth and then we can attack. That would be rather marvellous. So, is there any reinforcement? There's 1 unit, or 3 units, but 1 small force who could reach us, but that's fine. That's not enough to do anything. So I'm going to send him here, and we still have a decent little viewpoint. So that's going okay. As for the rest of this nonsense, God knows we probably shouldn't have good units like these Baltic archers being wasted over there, actually. I say good units, it's all relative, but they're much better than the peasant archers. So yeah, we'll send the peasant archers over there, and we'll send these half decent ones back over there. As for this area, I was hoping for better actually, but it is what it is. We'll have to not worry about that. Teutonic Order is a bit of a waste in terms of public order stuff. This is, yeah, we want to try and cause problems in some of the cities potentially, so maybe we should send you over there for the time being, and oh God knows what we're doing. And some of these we're just waiting, really waiting and seeing if things will fall our way. When we take on this castle, is that what we want? It probably is about the right set of things. That's 1 turn, so let's end a turn and see if we can end the day on, yeah, taking something important off the Danes of the Holy Roman Empire. I didn't even notice that the Teutonic Order were attacking. I guess it probably has no walls, does it, Thomas? No. So Rudolf van Nassau is coming to attack with his magnificent hair. He is actively disloyal, so maybe I want him to likewise just, you know, run away, and then he can flip to me later. Now, I reckon Order Militia, these are fine, but they're nothing spectacular. The Nachen as well. We can potentially, with the use of positioning, do something. I mean, the general's going to be too much, isn't he? Let's just see what we can do. Let's head on in. Well, it's a simple enough plan. We know that there's only one way into this particular village, so we're going to clog it all up. We're going to get our peasants to stand over here and hopefully meet up with them as the archers shoot on in. That's very much the plan, if I can actually find where the enemy are. There they are. So yeah, I feel like this is supposed to be a cliff, but they do actually leave a little bit of a gap there, so unfortunately rather than heading around they are just going to jump around that hill. Bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So we're going to shoot in whatever we can. They can apparently see them even if I can't, so well done to them, but they are professional. Well, they're not professionals, are they, at all? Baltic archers, though, doing their work, which is very nice to see. I might call them Balkan archers. They're definitely Baltic archers, but 41 of them coming over the hill. Is it a monster? No, it's just the Teutonic Order, but it's pretty darn close. So, yeah, let's get some early shots in. They're going to be a little bit tired from all of that, but mostly we're just going to intercept them with the peasants, because that's what we need to do. There we go. And now we should have ourselves a beautiful, beautiful shot. Because this general, there's not much more I can do other than hope that the peasants hold long enough for us to shoot them down. We're doing a pretty good job, but there are reinforcements coming. One day they're going to arrive. Order militia on their way. Down goes the general. He's running like a fiendish dog. Excellent news. And with that, yeah, let's get our peasants back into position. That'll be perfect. These guys, bit of a chunky mouse here today. Apologies for that. Okay, and let's see about this. Bit of damage being done. Peasants can hold them in position, and we'll get some lovely, lovely shots in. You aim at them. You actually no, aim the other way around. Aim at these guys. Lovely job. We should hopefully have a chance of winning this. That's another rout. Marvelous. It looks like we're actually going to win this battle, which is quite spectacular. It just shows you the advantages of these villages here on this campaign. You can basically win just like that. The general fleeing properly. The general is generally fleeing properly. There's the battle. Oh yeah, let's just end. Let's just end. Because with that, we hopefully, if he's actually disloyal, maybe we can get him to join our side. And for our excellent, excellent work, the council want to give me 3,000 florins, which is great, but I have minus 13,500. It's not necessarily ideal. A bunch of Danish boats, but there are no units on them, so we're safe for the time being. Now, the question comes, do I actually just want to push against these guys at some point soon? Because I'm feeling pretty confident about all of that. Now, we've got reinforcements over here. Hassleholm needs to go down, and so does Stettin. They've got some reinforcements around, but they're not going to be there in time, damn it. So, okay. Where are we heading first? Let's go for Hassleholm. This was always the main plan, and this could be very, very fun indeed. So, let's have a little look, see what this is. So, Thorgeir over here, you are eager, loyal, yeah, cruel and cunning. Nothing too interesting on him, to be honest. One dread to bear in mind. Some scouts who are light, Viking raiders, archers. We just shoot them down. Just sheer firepower should do the job. Let's head on in. In we go then on a thoroughly disgusting day. Hopefully it's not an omen for the battle to come. We'll see how this goes. We've got peasants moving in with a ram. Obviously the siege tower is going to take a lot of the missiles. It's a disgusting day, which hopefully is alright for the viewing experience, but it does mean that the rain is less, well, alright, the fire is less likely to catch because of the rain. We'll see about that. Nonetheless, we are going to race on in a few units. Crossbow militia were actually lined up just where they've left a gap, which is kind of ideal. So we'll let them climb up and do some shooting. Elsewhere, we got our Viking raiders in the front, which means we really need to win because I'm using my good units up front, because otherwise I don't really know how I'm actually going to crack on in. It is mostly, though, peasant archers up here. They've got one Viking down there, one over there, which is why all of these missiles are running in to shoot those Viking raiders as much as possible. You guys are going to run up there, though. That is absolutely fine. And I wouldn't mind sending in another one, actually. Town militia, come and support them. Nothing's burning down yet. Yet being the operative word, of course. It looks like Viking raiders are climbing. That's a lot of flaming arrows. Oh, okay. I think we're doing all right over there. How are the missiles on these guys? I'm not sure we've done any damage to them at all. There's the odd poke, but not an awful lot, to be honest. We've got ourselves some peasants over here, and we've got some Viking raiders over here. They look like they're actually climbing down, which is not a terrible thing as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to actually interrupt their movement because the game can be very, very weird, actually, when you give them instructions. I'm going to try and give these guys an instruction to go and attack them, but they don't look like they're doing it, which is a bit of a shame. We might have to wait a minute before that actually happens. These guys are fleeing off the walls, which is kind of perfect, actually. Maybe don't attack them, actually. Maybe don't attack them at all. You guys shoot down at the general. That would be absolutely marvellous. And if we can interrupt these guys so they're not shooting our crossbows, I'd be really happy, actually. Like, maybe just do the... Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. As is ever the case on Medieval 2 Total War, walls sometimes don't follow all of your instructions. So that's fine. Viking raiders, you are up here. Peasants are here. All of them are up. That's grand. What we need is these guys to actually be dealt with. So if you want to climb up and get in there, that would be absolutely marvellous. If you want to go into loose formation and just be a distraction, that's absolutely fine. You shoot over the top at them, and these guys, I don't really know what they should be doing, but they should be doing something, anything. Please, can someone just interrupt? The bloody darn archers! What's the point of the Viking raiders up here, by the way? Can I just tell them to move in that direction? Go in that direction. They completed the command, apparently. Come on! Run over there! I'm going to be really peeved if I get these guys up here and they're going to waver and collapse. It's going to be ruddy irritating. These guys, get in there! Why are these guys doing it either? You're all wasting my time. Okay, all of these, get yourselves up here as well. Just whoever can climb the wall, climb the wall. Okay, run them into position. These guys here will just last as long as they can. One day, these guys might actually... Why have they stopped? I wish I hadn't clicked on anything. But they are not... Nothing is happening with them. Can I get these guys through to over there? Are they going to now ignore me because I've given them an instruction? Yeah, you see, that instruction is not allowed. Run here? Anyone? Maybe. Down goes the general, though. We'll take that. Okay. Crossbows have done that bit of the work. That's something, eh? And, yeah, shoot down those scouts if at all possible. That is absolutely magnificent. General is now fleeing. And with that, these guys, oh yeah, the peasant archers are going to run. General is coming back for more, but he's immediately getting himself shot, which is perfect, quite frankly. 104 archers back there. They do need to be dealt with sooner rather than later. Get the crossbows up on the wall like they're supposed to be. And let's start getting their Viking raiders. I really don't want to actually be fighting them unless I really need to be. So let's just go and run our guys away and make sure our crossbows are doing their job, shooting them down. I want them gone, if at all possible. Why have they not climbed on the wall? No one's doing anything they've been asked. Get on the walls, you cretins. They are not quite running into battle, but they are doing a thing. I'm not sure quite what they're trying to achieve right now, but, you know, it kind of works. They're going to get themselves routing straight away. Indeed they are. I was just lining up some cavalry for a charge at these archers, but it looks like the scouts are going to get involved first. That's fine. They're also going to rout. Let's try a charge at these peasant archers, if at all possible, and hopefully all of my missiles can just start shooting into the Viking raiders in the rear, because they're the ones I really need to clear out. And okay, not quite what I wanted on the peasant archers, but it's alright. We'll keep them busy for a few moments while we get everyone else organised. Get the cavalry back up on that hill, which is where they're supposed to be honest. That was the original plan. Let's reorganise this, but if we can actually get a crossbow militia into the town, or into on a wall or something like they're supposed to be doing, maybe, just maybe, we can actually end this. At this point, it is just a chunking affair. They're routing pretty consistently at this stage, but it's just really a case of yeah, whatever bolts land on them, because realistically positioning is just not happening in this here battle. So I'm going to get the cavalry to swing around there. Apparently there's a crossbows in that unit. Of course there is. Of course there's a unit doing something stupid. Anyway, we're going to try and get someone into a good position to do something, but it's going to be unfortunately a bit more of a chunky affair than it really should have been. 11% though, can't really complain about that. Bit of a melee at the rear between the Viking Raiders and our cav. I'm just trying to get on top of them really and force the rout because everyone else is routing. There we go. Now they should be wiped out. And with that, it should be a little bit easier to finish this off. We've got that rear dealt with. And now, yep, it's just a case of missiles ahoy. Pull them back, sirs. Pull them back. There's a few horses to do that, but it's not the end of the world. We've just lost a little spattering of troops in this affair. It's been a bit of a weird battle, only because the game is not really doing anything I'm asking to. Too many units basically are getting stuck half on the walls and half not on the walls, and that's basically meaning all my instructions are getting ruined time after time after time. Now the Viking Raiders are going to charge on in, and at this point I think we can probably just get the cavalry back here to run on in and make sure this is actually dealt with, so one of them can really target them. Get all the infantry to chop them down, and those Viking Raiders down to 23 at this stage. I think that can be the last volley as we send on in a little bit of hand-to-hand. They're all instantly hand-to-hand because all the crossbowmen are just hanging around in a random position on the battlefield. Well, that's the job done. What's a weird battle, but ultimately a very, very successful one. So let's just finish chopping down the last of them. Oh yes, the civilized people as opposed to us will be awed by whatever the hell that was. Men lost 282 to 509. Of those, how many were actually like useful units? A few mailed knights and Viking raiders over there, a lot of peasants. That unit basically wiped out. And otherwise, to be honest, much of a muchness. And with that magnificent victory, I think we can call time on this opening episode, because this puts us in an excellent position to start pushing forward. We're going to occupy the wooden castle, and if we had money, we could get some Viking raiders. We might, though, have some money in the near future. Let's do a bit of merging. Okay. Yeah, we can just leave behind a couple men and, yeah, add these in. At this point, let's see, there's the other force. We can't quite make it up to them. We could actually, though, put the place under siege. That would be nice. Let's just get the siege underway, get the cavalry to start it, and then continue. Right, well, it looks like the Danes are the first ones under the knife. Hopefully we can continue to carve up their lands, and yeah, that metaphor will continue. Down in Stettin, we'll have to get on with this next time. We have a full stack to walk on in, but it is a terrible stack, so we'll manage it, but it's going to be a bloody affair. Elsewhere, well, okay, no one's really come full of yet, but in general, the rest of the map's going to be interesting. It's just going to be a case of, can we hold out? Can we leap on opportunities? But for now, I'd say I'm quite happy with how we've started up in the north. Norway look penned in. The Danes look like they're on the back foot. And I will leave you for now. Join me on Mondays and Thursday afternoons for more of this series. But for now, I will leave you. I am Thomas. This is Nerd Teaming, and this has been our Medieval 2 Teutonic Rebels campaign. Thank you, and bye-bye. Today we're going to go for particularly aggressive diplomacy. Oh yes, it worked. Kablamo! You were always going to die, Steve. Oh, my feudal knights! My crispy feudal knights! The ram's burning! Right at the death!